Look what happens when you can actually bring on subs when your team's up against the cush, and you actually bring on the right subs, switch up the right tactics, right? Put players in the right positions. Look what happens. Yeah, I tweeted something today. I said very good substitutions from Ange because they changed that game for us, and they did. They did. So listen, Spurs 4-1 victory away from home. I think that is our second away win in 3 Premier League matches. That is 3 straight Premier League wins. I can't remember the last time we've won 3 straight in the league. I'd be scratching my head thinking, to be honest. I don't want to take up time thinking about how long it's taken us to win 3 games on the spin in the Prem. But listen, I don't want to do too much negative Nancy. I'm only here to talk football, right? So I'm going to talk about the positives. I'm going to talk about some of the points that could do with some improvement. But listen, Spurs have won 4-1. Kulusevski scored, Maddison assist. Brennan Johnson, you know me, I don't really rate Brennan, but even he notched 2 goals. I think that's, 9 Premier League goals this season. He's 1 goal off double figures. Listen, it's been a good day out on the field for Tottenham. And boy, I got some things to say, man. I got some things to say because I'm not going to lie. I don't think this was a 4-1 game. I'll be honest. I don't think this was a 4-1 game at all. Not to say that we didn't deserve the win, because I think we did take control of that game after the 3rd goal went in and after Ange made the subs. But that was a very, very difficult game before the 3rd goal went in for Tottenham. We started the game very poorly. We should have been 2-0 down, possibly even 3-0 down before we even took the lead, right? Rory Delap was causing a lot of problems on our right-hand side, their left channel. We just didn't start the game well. And I think that's fundamentally a thing that really worries me about the way we approach games with Ange, with some of these players. I feel like we make the game way too open. And it has its merits because of obviously what you see today where we run out 4-1 winners. But it's literally on a knife edge whether we can win or lose because we just leave the game to go into so much chaos. It really frustrates me, and I'm not gonna lie. I was just shaking my head in disappointment the first, I would say, 15 minutes of that game, or the first couple of minutes of that game, and then obviously Brennan Johnson scores. I want to big up Son because I'll hold my hands up. I didn't want Son starting today. I didn't want Kulu starting today. I didn't want Brennan Johnson starting today. I thought he should have started Mikey Moore on the left just to freshen things up a little bit. Son's been out of form and he's played too much football. Kulu's been out of form and he's played too much football. Brennan Johnson, I thought we needed someone with a bit more delicate play, someone who's going to get on the ball more. But listen, he gets onto the end of things, man. He comes alive in the box. And to his credit, that's probably the one thing I'll give Brennan Johnson. Like, when it comes to being active in the box, he's active. Like, he's always sniffing around, trying to get onto the ends of things. And not saying that that's a bad trait to have, right? That's a solid trait to have because it can get you goals, but we need more. We need more. That's where my frustration lies, because outside of the box, we need more. Outside of the box today, didn't really see Brennan. But what counts today is the goals. But if I go back on Son, listen, Son has been poor this season. I don't think it's hyperbole. I don't think it's crazy to say that he has. Son has categorically been poor this season. Sorry. He's been poor this season. But he's showed flashes of quality and he's still Son. And when I say he's still Son, I mean he can still turn it on occasion. Right? And he's still got that final third execution quality. He still has that. It's just been lost in a myriad of bad performances this season. However, today, fair play, Son. I hold my hands up. Today, Son, he had their right back on toast. Fantastic play for the first goal. Fantastic play for the second goal. He did all the hard work, all the heavy lift. Brennan Johnson just had to tap it in for the first one. Easy goal. And how many goals have we seen like that for Spurs, for Brennan Johnson? And then the second goal, I do think their goalkeeper should do better, personally. But fair play to Brennan Johnson. Get it on target, strike it true. And we're 2-0 up. So we're 2-0 up. But again, 2-0 up, I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking, this isn't... I'll take it, but it's not a fair reflection of the game because I'm still watching the game and I'm still seeing Ipswich have more attempts than us, get into our box, or getting around our box on occasion. Even though we were keeping the ball, they were breaking on us quite well. And when that Hutchinson goal went in, I said, fantastic finish for one. And I said, just bemoaning Spurs again. Like, why can't we just see out a lead? Why can't we just take this thing out of games? And I'm still asking those questions. Even after a 4-1 win, I'm still asking those questions. Why can't we just make things just more manageable? It feels like the only way we can really, really knock the stuffing out of teams is to score 4 or 5 goals. Otherwise, the game is far too chaotic. Like, it's great for the neutral, but for me as a Spurs fan, I just want to see my team comfy. I just want to see my team not get our midfield ran through, not get our flanks exposed, not turn over possession. I mean, the second goal, the goal to put them back into the game, the Hutchinson goal, fantastic finish. But I mean, Danso, what's he doing there? That's poor play. And I'm not really going to get onto Danso too tough because that was a bad bit of play. But I do think he improved in the second half. And I also think he's better off the right. I didn't really get why we put him left put him left to put Archie Gray right centre back. I didn't really get that, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Second half, just like my title, man. Yeah, the title is subs change games. Use them. Yeah, great work from Ange because in the second half we were up against it. We may have kept the ball, but the ball kept breaking down. They were getting closer and closer to our box. They had a goal ruled out for offside, so you could see like they were building up a head of steam, and we had to do something, right? And he made the changes. He made decisive changes. Brennan Johnson, as I said, he scores goals, but he's a passenger in the game. In the game of 90 minutes, outside of those goals, he's a passenger, right? And you could see he wasn't really offering Spurs anything outside of the box. He takes him off, he brings on Maddison. Good sub, right? Matthias Tell, struggling to get into the game. He takes him off, he brings on Dane Scarlett. Obviously, these subs, they weren't sequential, right? They were not sequential. He takes off Destiny, good player welfare management. Destiny's just come back from injury. He's played about 50, 60 minutes. He takes him off. He puts Spence left back. He puts Pedro Porro right back, right? He takes off Son. He brings on Odebear, right? Yeah. And Ange makes all these changes, and guess what happens? The techie players come on and they contribute. Odebear, he contributes. Maddison, he contributes. Yeah? They contribute. You look at the third goal we scored. How does it happen? It happens from really good combination play. Odebear gets the ball on the left-hand side, gives it to Maddison. Maddison gets the ball again, combines with Jed Spence. Jed Spence carries the ball, gives it to Maddison. Maddison, fantastic bit of play. This is what I talk about when I mean James Maddison. He's our most creative X-Factor style midfielder. He is. Because that bit of play for the third goal, where he gets the ball, fantastic feet to basically protect the ball from Ipswich players getting it, and gets it out of his feet at the right time to give it to Jed Spence, who's got time and space to look up, picky spot, and it's a fantastic finish from Jed Spence. Honestly, he has been, I've said this repeatedly, since he's come into the team, he's been Tottenham's best player. Since he has come into this team as a starter, since Southampton, I've seen him maybe have one dodgy game. One. And in that same game, he played centre-back in the second half and he was solid. Every single game this guy has played, he struggled to go lower than a 7. Struggled. Which is fantastic. Big up to Jed Spence, man. The manager spoke some words about him. Some I believe, some I absolutely don't believe. But it is what it is. Jed Spence, he's here to stay. And I'm glad to see that even with Destiny and Porro available, the manager had the vote of confidence to start Jed Spence at right back and give Pedro Porro a rest. And when he wanted to rotate, he took off, not Jed Spence, he took off Destiny, put Jed Spence on and brought on Porro. That's what we want to see. Rotation, that's what you call it. Rotation, it's key. The same with Maddison coming on, the same with Odebear coming on. You've been moaning about not having a squad, right? Now you've got a squad, and today was good use of that squad. That is what you call good execution of substitutions, because it really changed the game in our favour. It did, because we were up against it. And then, of course, Kulusevski, fantastic finish. Yeah? But I'll say this, because you know me, I give the real. I'm not going to come here and sugarcoat things because players have scored. Kulusevski was terrible today. Terrible today. And I'm still standing by my opinion that this guy really needs to have a couple of games over the next couple of weeks where he's not starting. Bring him on as a sub. I would even advocate for that against Man City, as mad as it sounds. Maddison's fresh. You start Maddison in the 10. You play two behind him in a 4-2-3-1. You play a proper winger on the right-hand side, a 1v1 guy. You play Son on the left-hand side, and you play Tell through the middle. Tell, who was poor today again, marginalised in the game. We're still searching for more. We're still wanting more from Tell. And I still believe he's going to give us more. But today, not good. Not good. So far, his first stint, it's not been good. But I do have something to say about our reluctance to get our centre forwards into the games. I feel like we are way too wide forward centric. Everything is funneled to the wide areas, and we saw it with Solanke as well. We don't do enough sometimes to get our strikers into the game. But that being said, we did find Tell a lot of times against Man United. He didn't deliver. Today was a different type of poor performance where he wasn't really able to get on the ball as much as he wants. But we need more. We need more from Matthias Tell. We need more. But Kulusevski, fantastic goal. Still performance, not where I want it to be. But we take the goal. We take the goal. And we hope that with this squad available, Ange does what he did today, because he deserves credit. He deserves credit for what he did today, right? Because that is what you pay your manager for. Can you change the game in your team's favour with your substitutions? And he did that today. He brought on the subs at the right time. He put them in the right place and they executed perfectly. That's what we want to see. Use the squad. We had these players available at the start of the season. Let this be a springboard, Ange, of what you can do to get Tottenham a result when you use the squad and you use the squad properly. Use Spence more. Use Maddison more. Use Odegaard more. Mix it up. You don't have to play Son for 90 minutes. You don't have to play Kulu for 90 minutes. You don't have to play Archie Gray at fullback. You've got 3 fullbacks available. You don't have to play Basuma Bentancur all the time. You've got you've got Bergville there, or Gray, who can go. They're both midfielders. Bergville, mind you, this kid is a baller, man. This kid is a baller. Yeah, this kid is an actual baller. I'm sorry. I was convinced by his talent when I saw him in pre-season. He started the season. He was poor. I'll be real. He was poor. The first half of the season, he was poor. But you saw the performances bubbling and bubbling and bubbling as he was acclimatizing to the Prem. In December, a string of good performances. And today, he was everywhere. Now, me personally, I will always have a preference for playing 2 in front of the defense. I want us to play a 4-2-3-1. I don't think this manager is going to do it consistently, but I want us to play a 4-2-3-1 because I think it really gives us a better base to work and go and score goals. But Bergville, playing in this number 6/number 8 hybrid role, yes, sometimes he does go forward and maybe vacate space, but today he was everywhere. He was everywhere. Tenacious off the ball and on the ball. He drives, he passes, he keeps the game ticking. He's a talented player. And this is what I say, and this is where my fury towards guys like Ange Postecoglou comes from, because everyone keeps telling me, oh, Spurs, they're not that good. I know we've not been that good this season. In fact, we've been pants this season in the league. But we do not have a bad squad. We have an incomplete squad. If we added 3, 4, 5 good players to this team, I'm telling you, the perception, the wide perception of this team, it will change. Because we have guys like Bergville there, guys like Gray there, guys like Jed Spence there, guys like Solanke, guys like Maddison, guys like Van der Ven, guys like Romero, guys like Kulusevski, guys like Destiny, guys like Porro, who's been bad this season. We have good players. We do. And it's up to the manager to get the best out of these players. Now we got players coming back fit. Today was a good result. 3 wins on the spin. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We got Man City on Tuesday. Let's keep it going. I've seen Man City. Yes, Mamouche, formidable. Haaland, formidable. Foden, been stinky this season, but he's formidable. He is. They've got dangerous players. But this is a team that you beat 4-1 at the Etihad. This is a team that you beat 2-1 at home in the Cup. This is a team where you've seen their vulnerabilities just as much as they've seen our vulnerabilities. Go into that game with a proper game plan and exploit their weakness.